You are listening to Girls in Low Places.
We're just two best friends yapping about country music.
You just say to everyone we interview with British humour just to cover up how mental we are.
Yeah! My girls in low places, I am feeling hot, hot, hot.
It is dreadfully warm.
It's cooking.
It is. It absolutely is.
You know, all I'm going to say is, who needs Stagecoach when you've got Costa del Putney? You know what I'm saying? It is, well, it's the end of Stagecoach weekend. How do you feel? Do you feel like you're really jealous you weren't there?
No, I don't. Because I had a very lovely time watching the live stream on Amazon. I was comfy on my sofa, not dusty, not hungover.
She wasn't dusty.
Happy about it, really. Were you jealous?
Yes. Yes, I was. I was because of all of the different, like, millennial bring outs. I thought there was quite a few, like, guest spots that I was like, oh, that's hilarious. I really enjoyed some of those coming out.
Top one was obviously Backstreet Boys with Luke Combs.
Oh, I just love the Backstreet Boys.
So do I.
I saw them at Hyde Park like years
Did
and years and years
you?
ago. Yeah, there was support for like McBusted or something.
Stop, that's so
It must have
fun.
been like a decade ago. And I fully expected they'd come out stand still. No, they dance. They are full like breaking it down. And they just have like what feels like a really pure energy of just like, yeah, we love to do this. We're back doing it again. And for Luke Combs to be like so into it. And then he brought out Good Charlotte as well. Yes. Like loads of different.
All the millennial
crossovers.
crew.
Another sort of interesting appearance with Kate Hudson.
Yes, what was going on? I saw it and sent it to you and was just like, is everyone trying to get in on the game now?
Yes.
Yeah, the answer is
The
yes.
answer is yes. Every single person is trying to get into country music. I mean, the scale of Stagecoach just looked massive. Like the brands, the money, everything that's been pumped in. Like it just seemed like.
Is it the new Coachella, I wonder?
I think a lot of people were saying that that the crowd is just so much better than the Coachella crowd.
Yeah, because you're not there to like be seen and like do a thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there still is a bit of an influencer sort of like vibe there, but like I think that I've seen lots of TikToks of like the Coachella crowd sitting there like going like, yeah, whatever, when someone's playing, and then there's suddenly the Stagecoach crowd and people are going mad to like Luke Combs and Good Charlotte, and like people are going mad to Jelly Roll, all that sort of stuff. So I feel like that was the impression I got, that it's in the same place with the same setup, but like the country crowds are just so much more up for a good time. Country fans, we're just not too cool.
Do you think that's what it is?
I just think we're not afraid to enjoy things, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
We're okay to be happy. We're happy to be happy.
And sad to be sad.
We feel all the emotions as country folk. Zach Bryan was like in the crowd, like really enjoying Creed at one point. It wasn't like being VIP about it. He was like literally in the crowd, like a lot of people deep.
No way.
Yeah, just be like, ah!
Oh my God, that's so cool. Is he redeeming himself?
In my eyes, enough that I want to go to Hyde Park. I'll tell you that. That has shifted.
I thought it would happen.
It's not that I, subscribe to anything that he has apparently done, but I do just think there are moments in music where we do have to separate the art from the artist. And I don't want to be part of cancel culture. And everything that Brianna, although I do believe her and I believe women when they say these things, I think, you do have to, you do have to think to yourself, can we completely disregard a whole person's career because of a toxic relationship he was in, where maybe he behaved, yes, incredibly badly, but does that mean that someone's never allowed to create another thing in their life? I think if we did that, we would have a lot less fantastic music in the world. One person that Luke Combs did bring out is our friend Garth Brooks. Yeah. Who inspired our name, Girls in Low Places. And I must admit, since the allegations came out, we have not spoken about Garth. And we haven't spoken about the allegations because at the time of the Garth Brooks allegations coming out, we panicked, didn't we?
You were like, wait, that's it, we're cancelled.
We've got to change the name of the podcast, but I love this brand. But obviously, so for those who don't know Garth Brooks has a song called Friends in Low Places. We named our podcast after it, called Girls in Low Places.
Don't know if you know.
Don't know if you know that. Garth then was accused, not proven yet, accused of sexual misconduct with, I think it was a hairstylist or a makeup artist on his team. And I think maybe there's been a few more accusations that have come forward since then. So obviously we then worried about being called girls in low places because it felt a little bit
tongue in cheek,
near the knuckle, with a bit too on the nose.
Too close for comfort.
Yeah, we could keep going with these, couldn't we? but interesting that Luke Combs, and in the midst of all this controversy, decided to bring Garth out and sing "Friends in Low Places."
Does that mean he's officially uncancelled?
I don't know what that means, but I thought it was an interesting choice from Luke because it's also quite an unnecessary choice.
Yeah, it's quite a bold move, I think.
That's what I'm saying. So either they know something we don't about how he's been cleared or is going to be cleared.
That's true. I hadn't thought about that.
Or Luke wants to defend his friend and wants to stand by him. And I just think, as you say, it's quite a bold move while someone's in the midst of a court case about sexual misconduct to bring him out on the Stagecoach main stage to close out your set.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
It's a choice. It's a choice. I think we just have to watch that one. That's one to watch. See what happens.
I suppose that's another thing, isn't it, about separating the art from the artist.
I think Luke Combs could appreciate Garth Brooks' art without bringing him on stage to close out his Stagecoach set.
Okay.
I think that is actually more of a message than we realise. You know what else I was really excited by, or I really enjoyed?
Pray tell.
Priscilla Block.
Bullet.
I listened to it once, hated it, thought, what the hell is this? What is this? It's rubbish. Listened to it twice, absolutely loved it, was having a right bop to it, now can't stop listening to it.
Oh, really? You're loving it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because the sun's out and like the EDM section has just like sort of hit me and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to be in a field. Like a
field?
Yeah, a field, like, you know.
Not the club?
No, that's not the club. That's like festival field vibes.
It's maybe almost like a step too far on the EDM front for me. But that said, I was very neggy last week. I'm going to be more positive. And I'm going to say, I think it will be a good gym pump tune.
Yeah, I do. What do you think about country EDM is it called something? I feel like it's called CDM or BPM. Chapiti.
They came up for a name with it, didn't they?
They did.
Something YEDM. YEDM.
It's YEDM. What are your thoughts on YEDM as in a general sense?
Well, I like that kind of like dancey pop country. Obviously, I love Russell Dickerson. I feel like he kind of crosses almost into that vibe sometimes. Maybe not like the hardcore house stuff, but it's more upbeat and has some like remixes and stuff. There's a time and a place.
Yeah, there is a time and a place. But also, I want to just say, Priscilla Block, and I say this with adoration and love, she looks like she's losing some weight. She's been really into like the health. There's also some parts of me that when any celebrity now goes, I'm being really healthy, it's like, that's a Ozempic. But I'm all for her, like, you know, getting healthier, doing her thing. But I do think it's interesting. She's built such a fan base on being like curvy, female empowerment, body positivity in that way.
But I do think about that in terms of Priscilla's like fan base now that she's losing a lot of weight. Did you just sip that Diet Coke off camera because you don't want...
We're not sponsored.
We're not sponsored by them.
Unless they're going to sponsor me, I'm not putting it on camera. Sorry, that's how it works.
Oh, yeah, I just think if Priscilla's obviously into like having a health kick at the moment, and I think it's interesting that she is doing that, and I'm interested to see how her fans are going to react because she's built everything on body positivity.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting topic though, isn't it? Like that's not the first time it's happened.
No.
And
in any genre of any celebrity
situation. Exactly. I just think like I just don't know if there's any woman that's like above the like internal desire to be thin.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because we've just been like programmed that way and like brought up that way. And the messaging and the narrative is so constant in our lifetime that it's like, I actually think it's like near impossible to kind of like.
I think
I don't know. Maybe not.
I think it's interesting sometimes to experience all of it. So I think you should have a moment in your life where you are as skinny as you possibly can be, and you feel like great in that way, and experience it. And I think it's also good to have a moment in your life where you feel curvy and sexy and feel like you're really empowered by it. I think you can have both swings of the pendulum. I mean, of course, at this point in my life, I'm like, let's go, let's go. Well, no, actually, those of my friends were saying how they were concerned about me on the weekend, that I looked a bit thin. What a result.
Were you absolutely buzzing?
Absolutely buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Do you know what, guys? All I'm going to say is don't stop all the diets. Just have your house fall through 3 times. That'll get you skinny.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it?
It's weird. And I think it's weird that, like, it's annoying that someone as talented Priscilla has had to sort of like not make her career about it, but a lot of her artistry at the moment or in the past has been sort of like a lot about that, I think, or like not all of it, but like there's been a big element of that. So I'm interested to see where she's going to take it now and how she's going to navigate that, or how her team are going to navigate if she does get. I mean, she's still looking curvy and beautiful. I don't think she's gone full tilt, but I just noticed she was looking a little snatched.
Oh yeah, she really is.
Yeah, she looks great.
I mean, she does.
She looks great every way. I think everyone looks great every way, whatever way
She
they want to be.
did do a post about it and say like that she had felt like she was struggling to navigate it. Do you see that? And she was kind of like, you know, whilst she didn't almost say like whilst it's my brand, but she was kind of like, I was sending out these messages saying like, you know, curvy girls or whatever, but actually I felt really unhealthy and really
she did do a post.
Yeah, she did do a post.
Interesting. While we're still on the topic of Stagecoach, Lana Del Rey, Morgan Wallen.
Whoa.
So she says in the
Mic
song,
drop.
mic drop. So she's married now, right? She's still married to that crocodile, the guy.
Crocodile?
Yeah, crocodile guy.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's married to like this crocodile tour guide.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
But she basically drops the mic drop on the stage of Stagecoach, saying that she kissed Morgan Wallen and that you shouldn't go riding in ATVs with.
Well, I had to Google what that was because I was so confused.
It's like a quad bike, isn't it?
Yeah, right. I had to Google that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think some really reputable outlet had not put ATV in capital letters, so it was just that Atavin. And I was like, it's what now?
It's a given. That's a
Atavin.
Is it a given?
Whilst they were Atavin.
I imagine Morgan would have been really enamoured with Lana Del Rey.
Do you?
As in, like, in a sense of like her artistry and like her musical talent, the fact that she'd be like nothing he's ever known before.
Yes, and
But I can also see how they're not a match.
A match.
But I like that even Lana has like been like, no, I get it.
Okay, I like that take. I like that take. I just thought it was a bit of a weird thing to say.
Yeah, I do think it was a bit like, I'm gonna now just make a thing out of my set.
Yeah, and kind of just like, I mean, lots of people have been saying, oh, it's just a way to stay relevant.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, it seems kind of strange.
It's just weird because it's like, Lana, do you really need to stay relevant? And why has everyone got Morgan's name in their mouth?
Seriously, though. It's like every week we keep being like, let's just not talk about Morgan for a week.
I know.
And then another thing happens.
I know.
And the next drama happens and we're like,
and then Lana Del Rey's there just saying, hey, you know what? I kissed him. I do think it was a weird
I kissed
move.
Morgan and I liked it.
I'm sure. I mean, we say let's keep Morgan out of everyone's mouth, and here we are talking about him every week.
No, I know,
He's
but
at the tip
for
of our
that
tongues.
reason.
Did you see Tucker Wetmore's merch that he's come out with?
No.
He's basically, now I am going to say, Gilpers, I think we coined this. I think we started this.
Oh, what is
I think
it?
his team realised this from our content.
What is it?
He's come out with t-shirts that say Team Brunette or Team Blonde.
Oh my God, no way.
I just feel like we were there at the beginning of the brunette campaign. I think we
yeah,
started
let's
it.
put it all down to us.
So I think we need to get those t-shirts.
Yeah, we urgently do.
Urgently.
Tucker, please can we have one?
Tucker, thank you. We did have a Gilper who was on the ground at Stagecoach, by the way.
Oh my God.
And I did ask her, I was like, hey, look, be our eyes and our ears.
Okay.
And she was. And she basically gave lots of different points. I might insert a clip here, but the main points that she gave was the alcohol is so expensive. It was 18 $18 for a beer.
What?
Yeah.
And you can't bring
And then
booze
obviously
in?
you've got tax. Well, this is the thing. She said you can bring booze in. She said it was really good. The American crowds are very different, but it was super, super expensive. So sneak booze in, and she said it was actually all right to sneak booze in. I'm keeping her anonymous. And also that it just gets really cold and dusty at night. But in general, she said it was an amazing festival. But as in
like you're not supposed to bring booze in?
Oh no.
Ah, interesting. It's
No.
not like Glastonbury, I mean.
Can you imagine 18?
That's insane.
Within like an afternoon, I've spent a flight.
A flight?
Yeah.
Where are you flying to? And how drunk are you getting?
Well, £100. You could go to France.
Okay.
Maybe not from Stagecoach, but you go somewhere. You've hurt your leg.
Yeah, let's not bore people with that.
Ozzy has an annual knee dislocate. She dislocated her knee this time last year, right before we went to go see Casey Musgraves, and she's done it again at the exact same time.
Not this one, the other one.
But do you know what it reminded me of?
What?
Have you seen that thing with Thomas Rhett where he recently broke his ankle before he went on stage, but he still went on stage?
Oh. Nothing ever stops a true performer. That was like me trying to style it out with all the Chelsea fans on the tube. When it happened, I was like, I can't, I've got to keep it together. I've got to look cool. Literally about to faint in the corner, but didn't say a thing.
Oh my God. Let me just show you this. Let me show, because this is mad. He came and did a guest spot for this Forest guy. They hit him in the audience.
Oh my God.
And then look.
Oh my God, no, I can't watch it. It's gonna make me go funny.
Look. He does it there. He breaks it there. And then he gets up.
No.
And
he literally broke his ankle. He's jumping. Oh, he's hopping.
Yeah, he's hopping.
Oh my God.
And this is why we love Thomas Rhett.
I do feel like watching that has also made me realise that Thomas and I might be getting a bit old. I think we're the same age and we've both had severe leg injuries, and it might just be that it's time for us to call it a day.
It just for me it's just the fact that yours is annual.
It is
on
annual.
The same month every year.
Yeah, that is really weird actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Stagecoach remote streaming was an experience.
Was it?
I tried to watch it multiple times. Me and someone from Holler worked out the timing of the live showings was 16.5 hours behind. So if you ever wanted to work out when you wanted to watch someone on the schedule, you had to add 16.5 hours. And it was the most complicated process. And I'm shit at maths anyway. And every time I was trying to figure out when I could watch like Dylan Cossett, I was literally there with my calculator, world clock, trying to figure out what was going on. It couldn't have been more complicated. And I settled down Saturday night for a little like quiet night in. I was like, oh great, I'm really gonna treat myself to this, like watch a bit of Stagecoach, get the popcorn in. No, it doesn't start till midnight, so you couldn't watch anything that was on earlier. So then I had to catch up with everything Sunday morning, but like figure out all the time. It was honestly so
they really
confusing.
need to put that in UK
do something. And if you're going to stream it,
or do like a catch up highlight show. I would love that.
Yeah,
I feel like this is really dry.
I know, it's quite dry.
So Jelly Roll had a big set, but do you know he's coming to London now. It's been like sort of like released that he's going to be here in like I think October.
Oh right,
or something. Maybe Post Malone. I'm not 100%. Underwater. But do you know who I really want to interview?
Pray tell.
It's not Jelly Roll. It's his wife. I want Bunny.
Oh yeah,
I
been
want
talking about this.
Bunny.
Bunny
is
Bunny,
Gil.
Bunny.
He must be funny in Jelly's world.
We've lost it.
I really want her on the pod or some form of interaction because I just think she's really cool, and I reckon she's got some great stories.
Yeah, she is cool. That would be awesome.
And she's a podcaster, you know. She'd get us.
She'd tell us what the hell to be doing.
Yeah, she'd be like, "This is tripe,"
and she would not be wrong.
She would not be wrong. I was in the post office yesterday.
Oh my God, this the Yeti Cup scenario.
Oh God, everyone hated me. I took, I think it was about 30 in the end, 30 Yeti cups. And it was not the sort of post office where there was like lots of different like stands. It was like my local newsagents that happens to have a post office in it. So I was there.
Podcast.
My local newsagent has a podcast. And basically there was a queue. I went in there, I was the only person there. By the time I came out, there was like a 13 people deep queue in the blistering sunshine.
Oh my God, that is so embarrassing. You should have done what like what criminals do when they have to get cash out from different like ATMs. You should have done like 5 Yetis at this newsagent.
Should have done
5 Yetis at this.
But I'm selfish, and I was like, let's get the job done.
The Gilpers need their
Yetis.
They
They
do.
need
They
them.
just do.
Also behind us, Gilpers, is some amazing new backdrop from Lust Wallpapers, which is so exciting. They sent it to us because the girls who work there are Gilpers, and they were like, we have the perfect wallpaper for the background of your pod. Ozzy didn't let me paste it onto the walls. She's not going to commit to that yet because she is
Decorating. But it might be this.
But it might be this. I mean,
It's actually gone down very well.
yeah, your fiance likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of it, Sam? Oh, refuses to be on air.
It's never gonna happen.
So thank you, Lust Wallpapers. It's so Gilp. It's called Rootin' Tootin'.
Written titten.
Rootin' Tootin'. And guess what, guys? This weekend, it is Gilp's first birthday. And we're going to have a party. It's probably just going to be me and you.
Yes,
we
we
are
are
really
so
excited.
excited. Happy birthday.
It'll probably
to
just be
you.
me, you, and Dolly. But I am going to make a
That's
cake.
all I need. Yes, that'd be great.
Yeah, that will be really fun.
I'm excited. 1 whole year. Can you believe it? Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Dolly, do you have a birthday wish for Gilp?
To leave.
She
For
wants
it
to
to
quit.
stop. What's your peak and pit? Make the fans wait.
I don't know. There's actually been too many peaks and too many pits.
Yeah, there have been.
What I would like to say about the podcast in general that's been my peak of this Gilp's first year is just how much stability it's brought me in a year of turmoil. And I think, although that's lovely, that's also a big concern that Gilp is the most stable thing in my life.
Yeah, that is true.
That's when you need to start looking at your circumstance and changing it. I've got to sort my entire life out from top to bottom. So yeah, I really need to get this house sold.
What is this now? No one cares, mate.
No, but I just want to say, I feel like some Gilpers will be able to relate. If you've ever had to sell a house at the end of a breakup, and let me just say, Gilpers, my house has fallen through 3 times over the last year, and it is just, I feel like it is the thing that I need to just like get done, and it will then feel like I'm finally in my fresh life, and I feel really anxious about it at the moment that it's going to fall through again because it's fallen through so many times. And yeah, that's why I think coming here and talking crap about country music kind of is actually something that keeps me solid and in forward motion more than I would have if I was just, if I didn't have Gilp. If I didn't have Gilp, I don't know where I'd be today.
I'm glad it's brought you that, though.
I'm glad too. I'm glad it's brought us something.
I do have to call someone back quickly.
Okay.
BRB.
One of our Gilpers has asked, why is Donald Trump now giving music recommendations?
I saw that Trump had basically tweeted saying, go and see Warren Zeiders.
He's great.
He's great. Enjoy. So good.
What is
The
with
answer is
that?
we don't know why. But we don't hate it. Yeah, bizarre. Absolutely mental.
Bizarre. Like, do you think that Donald Trump does have just like access to his platforms, or do you think someone else is? Do you think that is a plant for something? Like what?
I'm not going to share my views on Trump right now.
Okay, and that is your lot. Well, look, Gilpers, this has been a quick and fun episode.
I always have fun with you.
That's nice. We are going to go and have Gilp's first birthday this weekend.
Yes, I'm so excited about this. We're going to have so much to tell you. Obviously, it's going to be a wild night and there'll be some drama and there'll be an AirPod loss or something worse. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, Gilpers. We love you.
Gilp, 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 gilp.
We've got to go now. We've got to go. Awful episode.
Awful.
Never heard anything so bad. I think sometimes.